I think any actor could benefit from coaching. I've never seen an actor come in the room with me and coach and leave worse than when they came in. It's always better at the end. And I discovered this during my my time auditioning actors in the room when I would be working on something. At HBO, one of the things that I had the luxury of, because I was doing the LA sessions for the productions that were housed elsewhere, I had a little bit more time to spend with actors than most casting directors get a chance to. Most, right? And so I got to play. And when an actor would come in the room and I'd get to spend 15, 20 minutes playing with them, tweaking and seeing, I would throw stuff out there. Sometimes because I wanted to see if they were particularly right for the part. Sometimes I just wanted to see what they can do. And over the course of years, I developed a really great intuitive sense of how to communicate with a particular actor what they need to hear in order to be better. And it was a lot of fun. I got a chance to see actors come in the room and be everything from, you know, kind of to really good, and still leave being really, really, really good. And that was very empowering for me and for them. And so how important do I think coaching is? Well, I think it's good coaching is important, but here's the problem that I see with it. A lot of actors will only get coached when they have a big important audition. So here's the big pilot audition or the big feature audition with the big director, and they wait and wait and wait and wait for that to come before they will invest in coaching. And see, that's where I think the big mistake is. Because if you were able to get coached on some of the things that weren't that important, you'd book a lot more jobs, and those things would be popping up like crazy, you know? But when you make something like that precious and you hold it out there in your future, well, when I get the big audition, then I'll get coaching. I say flip that around. Get coaching, and then way more big auditions will come. And, you know, and then the other thing that happens is when you hold an audition as precious, the pilot, the big feature, there's also, see, I'm going to go back to the monkey mind chatter, because now you've made this audition so important in your mind. Oh my God, I've got to get this, because if I don't, then my agent will drop me. Or if I get this, it'll make my career. You put so much importance on this big audition, and then you pile on top of it, and I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on coaching too, so now it's even more important. See, that's the mistake. I think coaching often and coaching regularly when you're auditioning is much more valuable than waiting for the big deal. Yes, that's exactly, you know, it's funny, I'm glad you asked that, because that's exactly why I created the Audition Polish program, because I thought to myself, well, how can I give actors an opportunity to get everyday coaching? Because, you know, coaching, let's face it, to get a 1-hour session with a prominent coach who's actually going to be able to help you, somebody, you know, whether it's me or somebody else who's a prominent casting director or somebody in the business who can really get you where you want to go, those kind of coaching sessions, they cost money. And a lot of actors prevent themselves from the, you know, having the thing, because it's like, oh, well, that costs so much money. I thought, well, that's not okay. You know, how can I make that easily accessible? How can I make everyday coaching easily accessible? So I created a program where, you see, I want to go back to this in the audition. There's that 15, 20-minute space where the actor would come in, you guys would come in, and I work with you, and then 20 minutes later, you're ready to nail it. And you see, here's the thing. Most of the time, you go in on an audition with somebody who's not me and who doesn't have all that time. And you go in, and you need to be in nail-it condition when you walk in on the first take, because oftentimes they won't have the time or the inclination or whatever to play with you and be able to wait and see and, you know, talk to you. Whatever. If you don't nail it on the first time, they're like, that was great, thank you very much. And then you're like, ugh. And you could have been totally amazing if you had, you know, worked with somebody. And so I thought, well, how could I create a 20-minute space that gives an actor the opportunity to come in, get a quick polish with somebody like me, and then go into their audition ready to just nail it. And so I created Audition Polish, which is a program where there's a set number of hours per day if you're a member of the program. And you can come in for, just drop in for a 20-minute polish, you know, anytime you like, depending on the hours and whatever level program. And you just get the polish. That's all you need. Sometimes you don't need an hour-long coaching session. On a regular basis, you probably just need a quick polish. And it's been really fun. I've been able to help a lot of actors just get coaching who normally would never have been able to do it. And it's just great seeing them all book stuff. It's really fun.